Good morning. Good morning and welcome to your midweek edition of Wake Up Call. You are currently watching Crafters TV and this is your very first show of the day here on Crafters TV, where we have a little bit of a look as to what's coming up throughout today. Now, you may know, you may not, although you probably do, we're in December. So you know what we do in December? We open advent calendars, don't we? Well, across on our website, we've got our 12 days of Craftmas. I have to say that very, very carefully.
Yes.
Every time. Every time, very slowly. I go in quick and then I go slow to that Craftmas. And today, of course, we are on day or door number 7. So what we have got is triple points on all orders. All orders for everyone. You get to check out whatever your order comes to, you get your triple points on top of that. Now that might just be you're going to go for one little item to treat yourself. You might then want to stock up to maybe think, well, if I get triple points, that might take me to the next tier of Club Inspire, which we'll go over just shortly. It is a win-win. So no matter what you are purchasing for yourself, whether it's gifts, whether it's 1 items, 10 items, 20, 30, whatever it is, you will get your triple points on all orders. Unfortunately, there's always a but. We are day 7, so it can't carry on to day 8. So therefore, what happens is it ends midnight your time. Wherever you are across the globe, it ends midnight your time. So keep that in mind. Maybe you just want to stock up on glues and adhesives, anything like that, the essentials you know you're going to need and use, take advantage of your triple points on that. So we will be going through them throughout the day to remind yourself. And I say we, and that is because you've seen her there. We always love it when Jan's in because Jan goes through step by step of what you're doing, how you're doing it. We'll love watching you. And you're back all day today.
I am back all day today. Yes, I've had quite a few in succession. I was here on day 1 of 12 days of Craftmas actually, which was nice to start it off. And we were talking about the points then. This is a great time of year, you know, when everybody's sort of nearly at that next level on their Club Inspire discount. It's a great time, isn't it, to get to the end so that you can move up to the next level and then you will receive that level all next year. So triple points today, that's a big one.
It's a biggie, isn't it?
Even I might be going home and having a look what's available. But yes, I'm here all day. Like you said, we've got a little bit of a sort of a peek at what's going on for the rest of the day. I have at 2 o'clock another masterclass at 2 o'clock. So last week we were doing what did we do? I can't remember what we did now last week. I did a masterclass on something. If you were watching, my mind's like moved on since then. But this afternoon we've got all about the animals.
Ooh.
So animal antics, however you want to look at it. And what we've done, we've gone through lots of our products and looked at which ones had the animals in. So just to give you an idea of some of the things coming up, we've got the most gorgeous creator cards there. And I'm going to demo one similar to this morning in Wake Up Call to give you a little peek of what it's all about. But the actual stamp and die create the whole frame if that's how you want to display it, and then your choice of colouring medium. But how about using it a little bit outside the box? I love this one that Bianca did where she's taken that same sort of idea but just chopped into it and added it on in a different manner. So again, there's always different ways to use it. So that's the creator cards. I've also got, I absolutely love this one. You know, you might think, well, that's a bit plain, Jan. It's a lovely background. It's a bit plain, but the detail is, look at these guys in here.
Oh, wow.
Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? Coloured in beautifully. So the little stag one, again, not particularly Christmas. It can be wintry, but I think it's an all year round one, this one. And I think it's a great one for guys' cards as well. So we're going to demo that one this morning. And then these are one of my favourite animal dies, I must admit. Later on, we've got those little cute characters popping up. So you can cut them into the top of the card. You can have them as a feature within the card. So many different ways to use them. And I've got one coming up later at 2 o'clock. And again, that's one of the other sets of animals. So that's 2 o'clock. And then later at 6 o'clock, it's all about the die cutting at 6 o'clock. So we've got beautiful beginnings coming up. And I've kept this very, very basic for you guys that are just starting your journey. But we've got those layered edgeables on this one. Now this one's actually been done to make an aperture, but if I show you the next one, you can see how it's been cut into the gatefold there. So again, I like to be able to do different things with my dies. So this one has been cut into the fold on the gatefold, look. So you get that
Isn't
sort
that
of
fab?
clever idea where it fits around that central piece there. So that's the layered edgeables. And then we've got the ellipse edgeables again, which are really, really pretty. So again, just layering up those edges in the different
Nice.
colours, absolutely gorgeous. And then again, using them in a different way, just popping them into a, you know, a cutout piece there. And we've made a little shaker with that one. You can always add your shaker pieces in. And then I've also got, don't have a sample here with me, but had these with me last week. Asked to bring them back again because the demos were received really well. We've got the Zigzag seam builders coming back at 6 o'clock tonight. Yeah, because I had those on last week and everybody loved the demos with them. So again, I'm going to go through that in the basic sort of manner again at 6 o'clock. So yeah. Full day,
Brilliant.
Full day, all packed full of goodies as usual.
It really is.
And triple points on anything you choose to partake in.
That's fab,
What can I
isn't it?
say?
Isn't it really, really good?
Just amazing.
It is amazing. And when I say it's everything, it is everything. Maybe you were on the fence yesterday about our new heat tool in the heat and mould foam. Why not get that then today?
But like you said, Craig, you know, I think this is a perfect opportunity. This was me, and if I wasn't wanting to spend anything big on new items, I'd be stocking up on things like cardstock, on adhesives, things, those consumables, maybe a new set of Gemini plates if you've got something like, all those things that you know that you're going to use. You might not need them right this minute, but you're going to use them into the new year, and get them while they're on those triple points. Take advantage of it. As I say, it might just be the difference in you staying at the level you're on at Club Inspire and moving up to that next level. It's a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
It really is. And there's one thing I'm going to get into trouble for this.
Oh dear.
We've got a hero tool. Here in the UK, it's our small guillotine and we've got our large guillotine.
Right.
Two separate, there's one or the other. For you guys stateside, we'll have the smaller guillotine on a really good save, and it is on the website, and you'll get your triple points on top of that one as well. So keep that in mind, but we will be having a look at it later on in the day. Right, when it comes to Club Inspire, you're maybe new to us and you're thinking, well, okay, you're saying triple points. What do the points mean? What do I get? How do I get the points? What we've got is we've got a little diagram across on our website. I'll also tell you all about it. So once you get up to 250 points, you will become a bronze member and you will save 5% of all your orders. When you reach 500 points, you're going to become a silver member, which means you're going to receive 10% of all your order. When you get up to 750 points, you're going to become a gold member and you're going to receive 15% of all your order. And then when you get to platinum, that's going to be 1,500 points, you're going to get 20% of all of your orders. So for every pound, every dollar, every euro you spend, you will get 1 point. So this is where we were saying, this is what Jan was saying about today being triple points, whereas you spend £1, you're not going to get 1 point, you're going to get 3. Now think of that as £10 or £50 or £100. See how it's starting to build. So it might catapult you into the next tier, or it might just take you over into that next tier. But take advantage of the triple points today. Ends midnight wherever you are across the globe. So something just to keep an eye out as well. And just to say as well, if you were to place one order now, and then you were to place another order in a few hours' time, you're still going to get it. Just saying. So don't think as though you're, oh, Craig, I need to get it all right now. You can use it again later on. Right, so we are going to be having a look at our animal antics. Now, this is what we're going to be looking at first and foremost. And this one here is our animals with attitude. Now, when it comes to this full set has not been seen since June. So keep that in mind, not been seen since June. This is going to be featured within our masterclass, but we are going to be having a look right now. So this is our Animals with Attitude stamp collection with 68 stamps. Now, today's price for all of that one is $29.94 or $41.70, or you're going to be saving 25%. Platinum price comes down to $23.95 or $33.36. So we'll have a look at them in masterclass later on today. All of that again is across on the website. So tell you what, let's have a look at the boards just while we're here, because this is what you are going to be getting here with your animals with attitude. So you can see with the panda here, great minds drink alike. So you've got your 3 pandas there in different stances with a number of different quirky sentiments to go with it. We've got Simply Wild About You. We've then got our Reach for the Skies. This one here is the giraffe with a few of your different quirky ones as well. We've then got our elephants. Remember, we're going to be having a look at these within Masterclass, just giving you a head start with these ones. Your elephants. This one here on that today's price, you are saving 25%. But you've got, again, all your different tongue-in-cheek quirky sentiments that are going to work with the elephants. We have then got our sloth mode on. I think many of us will be like that. That weird week, Jan, in between Christmas and New Year, it's limbo.
Time just goes into like a weird sense, doesn't it? Yeah, and you don't know what to do with yourself waiting for the new year.
We've also got...
be a sloth.
Yeah, the sloth. We've also got the Camel Kisses Wishes. Now, again, we're looking at these in Masterclass, but I just wanted to give you a really quick heads up on these ones here. We've got our camel, we've got I'll Stand By You, and then we've also got our You Are a Llama Fun. So all of that we've got there, incredible saving there, and think about your triple points when it comes to your club inspired. You just got a little peekaboo of me there, just right there. But what we are going to be having a look at right now is it's our Create a Card range when it comes to our animals. So this is what we're going to be looking at next when it comes to Jan. So this one here is, of course, our Animal Antics. Create a card selection with 25 elements. Now, you have got an incredible good saving on this one, of course. £30 or $40. I am just going to reach down and pick up my boards here to show you. Now, I said a really good saving $18.96 or $17.90. 98. Oh, Jan, I need my glasses today. 88. Oh, gosh. But platinum price, of course, comes down to £24 or $32. And remember, you are going to get your triple points on this one. Rightio, I say this one, all of them when it comes to your order. Right, let's have a look here now. We've got our Dragonfly Dreams. So this is where the finished sample that Jan showed you actually just a moment or two ago. So this is giving you that combination of the Create a Card, but in a stamp and a die form. Absolutely beautifully done. You've got your sentiments to go with each set, but then you've got your outline die to go with it as well. We've then got our butterfly that we can see here. So really nice sizable stamps that you could absolutely use on their own if you want to. It's a Create a Card, so it could be in your card or you can cut out. Once again, you've got the sentiments. And something, when it comes to like a stamp and die Create a Card collection, Jan, we don't always see the Matt and Laird die, the outline die to go with the sentiment, which is lovely for this one.
It is, yes. I noticed they'd all got that in, and I've used that. The demo that we're going to do later at 2 o'clock, I've used that little outline die because the sentiment was very big, and I didn't want it to cover up the design. So having the outline there to cut around the edge of it fit perfectly.
They do, and
it's almost as if it's been thought through,
exactly, isn't it? I know. As if we've got an incredible team next door, isn't it? But yeah, you can just leave them and chop them to the size you want, or use the die. That one there, you can see that you've got your thinking of you, but you've also got your Santa's reindeer. Now think of that finished sample that Jan showed you a moment ago. Yes, it's called Santa's reindeer, but it doesn't have to be easily stag. It could be whatever time of the year, perfect for the males, of course. That one is included as well. So all of that, £30 or $40. Platinum price comes down to £24 or $32, all across on the website. What I would do, and I would suggest, is have a look at Shop the Day, collect everything that you want into your basket, check it out, you will get your triple points on all your orders as well. Rightio, Jan, enough from me. Just to say as well, comments coming in thick and fast. Rachel's on the comments, keep them coming in. When we come back from Jan, we'll have a little read of them to see what you're all saying. Over to you, lovely.
Right, we're going to have a look at those Santa's reindeer then. Absolutely gorgeous. As I say, I love this one because you can sort of make it pretty much any time of year. If you look at the inspiration on the packaging there, very much got the snowy scene in the background with the deer stood in front of it. But by changing it up, you can pretty much make this any time of year. Depends what the background is. It depends what you do with the actual reindeer and everything. So in your set here then, you're going to get the die itself, and these are pop out. It's a pop out die, this one. So you've actually got the metalwork to cut the reindeer out, but you've got the two little pieces at the top of the reindeer that are going to be the return to the card. And I'm going to show you how this works in a second. You've also got a set of instructions in here as well, which if you follow those through, that will take you to where I'm going to demo just now. So it shows you, it tells you the card sizes, it shows you how to mark up your piece of card, how to die cut it, add the scoring in, and then basically the decoration element of it. So that's literally what we're going to do this morning.
Okay.
So what I've done is I've actually made the outside section of my card, and this is just a normal 5x7 card, and I've got a matte layer in there ready, just a black mat in there to receive what I'm going to pop on top of it. So we're actually going to have our deer pop out from that middle section like so. All right, so what I've done is I've prepared a second piece, and I've actually just I've just grabbed some cardstock out of my stash. This one actually came from the Enchanted Dreams collection. And what we need to do is find the centre point. I haven't scored this in half yet, because if I score across the middle like we would do normally, when I come to cut out the deer, we're going to have a score line across the actual animals. Right. So the score line comes secondary this time. But what we do need to do is find the centre of the card. So just measure however much you've got there and find your centre mark. And I've just popped a little pencil mark on the edge on both sides. And then I've literally just drawn myself a line. I haven't come all the way across, come about an inch in on either side so that I know whereabouts to actually set my die. So if I come back to the die and just show you on here, right on the edges of it, and if I just point to this little section here, and then if you follow it on, there's one at this side, there's like a little tiny notch in the metalwork. That's the bit that we need to line up with that pencil line. So where the notches are here, all right, that's going to line up, and then the deer are going to cut out of this top section. So I would recommend sticking it down purely because you don't want it to slip in the machine. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the tacky off there, and then line up those notches, and I'm sort of just eyeballing about the same distance either side here. And then once you're happy with the positioning, get him stuck down. So a little bit of tape on each side, and then we're going to pass that through our Gemini. So just a normal cutting sandwich for that one. I've got a layer of multi-purpose card and then my DSP, my design paper there, but it should, I'm quite happy that that should cut through both of those in one pass. They're just an outline die. So normal shims in the middle with my top cutting plate, and then we're going to pass that through. Oh, dearie me, Craig.
Oh, no. I'll come.
He's running. He's running. I'm turned on. Look, it's not turned on at the socket.
I've got you.
It's like lightning. He was across. Let's try. Fantastic.
Hey.
Look at that. That's why there's two of us. He's off again. Bless him. Right. So we'll try that again, shall we? I just looked then and thought, oh dear, there's no lights on, nobody at home.
Jamie just said exactly what I was away to say. I've had my Weetabix this morning.
You've had your Weetabix. I had my porridge at 7:30 this morning. Very strange experience.
Too early for me.
Yeah, it was for me. But if I don't have it, I don't really get a chance to have any of them until lunchtime then. So yeah, 7:30, eating porridge. The dog's looking at me as if to say, where's my breakfast? Way too early. So when we take those away then, we should, I'm just going to do a double check, but yeah, let's have a little look. I think I'm going to pop in, it's cut majority of it, but because I've got the two layers, I don't think I've got a strong enough cut at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is grab my metal shim, and this is the beauty of having that metal shim as part of your kit. Just to pass it through a second time. I don't always do it first time. Sometimes it's enough to just pass it through the once, but because I've got the double layers there, I'm just going to add that metal shim in and pass it through a second time. As I say, I don't always do it as standard. Sometimes it doesn't need it, but because we've got that 300 GSM cardstock and then I've got a layer of paper on top of it, particularly across the middle, it's overlapped as well, so there's like a double layer of paper. So just by adding that metal shim in there now, should have made quite a difference. Let's have a little look this time. Yeah, much happier with him this time.
You can even see that from up above, Jan, as well, yeah.
Do you know, I'm saying that. Still not gone all the way through,
is it not?
No, that's unusual, isn't it? I think it's possibly because the
indents
on the
that
plate.
one.
Right, I'm going to go one more time, Craig. I'm not giving up on him.
No, oh, no.
So let's pop them that way around this time. I've got a couple of bowed plates. I might have to get some new ones sorted
Get
out.
some new ones, yeah. And I know this, you know, I know for maybe some it's like a cliche thing to say, but it's good when things like this happen because it shows you at home.
And it's a bit of a learning curve, even for us, you know. It's like I thought it would, my Gemini at home probably would have gone through that when I was prepping. I'm fairly certain mine would have done it, but obviously this one's been used a lot, hasn't it? It does work very hard. So let me just double check. If it hasn't gone through this time, I might have to change the metal shim. Right, I'm going to have a little look and see.
Okey-doke.
But you'll get the idea.
Yeah.
So again, let's just take that tape and again roll it back rather than pulling it off. I find that it doesn't snag the paper and the cardstock quite as much if you just roll it rather than tearing it. So again, just roll it back, look, like that, and it just comes off nicely. Now it's definitely gone through that top layer okay. I think if I just poke, yeah, we're not too bad. Look, it was kidding me on the back there. It didn't look quite as if it, now that one's not quite finished, but I can snip it with my scissors. The others, yeah, I've got, some of them have gone through and others haven't. And I think it's just because where I put the backing paper on here, it was from 2 sheets and it's overlapped in the middle. So I've actually got bulk in the middle here where the legs are.
That's a good way, yeah.
And I think that's possibly why it hasn't gone all the way through. But what I tend to do at home if this happens is just bring them little snips in. And because it's cut the top layer, I can just literally pop that out now. So again, wherever there's a cut line, those snips, it's just that bottom piece that's not quite, most of it's cut, look. It's just where that double layer of paper is that it's not quite grabbed it. So again, just free it with the snips and then we're good to go. That little piece there as well, again, is the same where it's, I'll sort that out in a second.
I think we need to ask Santa for some new plates, or at least a new metal shim.
Well, I went and grabbed a couple of clear plates from our Tracy, bless her, who was instant. She was on it like nothing on earth.
Oh,
I never thought about the plastic one. But I can do what I need to do with this, and I'll trim this little piece out. Okay. So once we've got to this stage, I need to add that score line now in the centre there. So I'm just going to grab a scoreboard quickly from, she says, there we go. I didn't grab that earlier. And then it doesn't matter what line you're working on, just find a track and then we're literally going to score just the edge. So I'm just going to line it up there and I'm going to score to the edge of where the animal stands. I don't want to come across his legs. And same at this side. Okay, so make sure you've got a nice score, and I've done that a couple of times because of the thickness of the card there. So this is now going to allow you to push him forwards and crease your card in the centre. And what I'm actually going to do while I've got the scoreboard out is just reinforce those lines on the top there as well. So that one and that one. It puts them in with the die. And then I also want it across the bottom of where he's standing here. So at the bottom here, we do need a score line, but obviously not through the middle because it would come right through the middle of his legs.
And I'm glad that you're showing that, Jan, because I know this is a good couple of months ago. It was one of our other pop-out dies, and I had a message saying, I think there's something wrong. I'm having to add that extra score line in to enhance it. What am I doing wrong? You're not actually doing anything wrong. It's just sometimes it's good to do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, well, when anything's put a score line in with the with the dies, I nearly always reinforce it with my scoreboard. It just helps when you start folding them. So these, what's going to happen is these are going to come forward. So where I've got that score line at the top, I'm going to lift them forwards. And then the card's going to fold in the middle. And then as I push these forwards, these are going to stand up from the edge of the card there. And then eventually, if you just coax them, he wants his antlers out, come out from there, that's it. Just coax them forwards and you'll get to a point where they're actually popping out from that card and you can fold the whole thing over. Just work it gently, push the legs forward. Okay, until you can get that middle bit to fold on the score lines here. I think I've gone too heavy with the paper in the middle, to be honest. It's where the paper's overlapped. I can see my error. So just push those forward off of that. Fold it in the middle, and then he's going to come back here, and you can see how they stand out. Oh, yeah. You see how they're actually stood proud from the card there. Now then, they don't show up particularly well on there. So what I've done is I've cut them again out of some mirror card. So I've just used the die, cut the deer out, and then I've snipped across the top of where that score line was. So I've just snipped across the back here, and you can see that those have come out of that die. And then what we can do is actually pop these. Once we pop these in here, they will stand up that much better. You'll be able to see them against that background. So just a little bit of wet glue there. And I've mounted these on a bit of craft card just to make them a bit more stable. So just cut them twice.
Makes a difference doing that.
Little bit of wet glue. And then we're going to pop these over the top, just so that we've got some detail. Now the one that I showed you earlier, that had similar idea, but the deer had been coloured in. So again, you know, lots of different ways to do this, but I just wanted to pop him over the top here so that you could see those a bit better.
Loving
that. Get him to line up there. Just get him on his, he's got that little bit of a shadow going on. Okay, let that dry, and then we're going to pop this one in here, and then you've got that backdrop inside. So again, we just need a little bit of the, I'm just conscious that he's still wet, but I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on this one. Oops.
It's amazing to see just how that, you know, just taking that little bit of time and how it just pops, it just stands out.
It's just adding that extra layer in it, I think, really. Okay, I've not got my score line in the right place. I don't know why. It should be there. Oh, now they've fallen off. Do you know, I'm not having a good morning this morning. I got stuck on the motorway.
You did, didn't
for
you?
half an hour this morning, and I think it's set the pace for the day because my little deers have just fell off now. The glue hadn't dried, and I'm messing about with them. You stay there for a minute. Yeah, and then that one's going to go inside like so.
I'm going to say it's a Scottish stag. It's been a bit temperamental today.
Yes, I just need a bit more glue on there. But the idea is that this should, they're not sticking, they're not playing, but this one then will fold all the way down so that you can get your card flat. And then when he opens up, I've done a really bad job of that, Craig.
No, you've not.
It's not the best demo, that one. But you can see inside, we've got that lovely pop-up element inside. And then if you want to decorate the front, you know, you can just keep it nice and simple. You don't need too much on the front there. I've just got another piece of the embossing and a sentiment. And I think I need that this morning. Feel better soon. That wasn't the best demo there. I do apologise. I think it's because I'd got too much bulk of card at the bottom, but you get the idea of how it's going to pop out from that die there.
Yeah.
That was shocking. Let's hope the day improved.
That wasn't shocking whatsoever.
That was shocking, seriously. Sack the staff.
No. We've got George and we've got Jamie in the gallery today, and they're saying the same. But it's lovely as well as though to see, Jan, as you still explained the concept of it, where to fold it, where to do extra lines if you need to enhance them. If you feel it's not quite cut, pop it through again as well. So it absolutely was not shocking whatsoever. But this is your Animal Antics Create a Card collection. This one is your 25 elements, £30, $40. She's persevering with it. She's still going. She's still going.
He's not going to get the better of me.
If you are platinum, it comes down to £24 or $32. Of course, don't forget midnight your time, right up till midnight your time, with our 12 days of Craftmas. You're going to get triple points on all orders. So this is what you're going to be getting within this Create a Card. So there is our pop-out stag. It is Santa's reindeer, but I'm going to go with the stag because we can use that any time of the year and perfect for the males. We've got our colouring Create a Card, Thinking of You. We've also got our beautiful butterflies, and we've also got our Dragonfly Dreams. That also comes with a stamp. So that is everything that you're going to be getting for £30 or $40. So you're going to be saving 30% on that one. Now, from one Dragonfly to another. You like that, Jamie? You like that, George? You like that? Limited stock. We've got so few. It is green on the screen, which means it soon won't be seen. Dancing Dragonflies. FYI, Ben will be back next week for more of that professional green on the screen. But yeah, this is absolutely limited stock. Once it's gone, it is gone. This is a 35% saving. Sarah's signature Dancing Dragonfly with 10 elements. You're also going to be getting your 24-piece. It does say paper, but it's actually vellum that you're going to be getting within this one here, which, in my opinion, is probably better. So we have got our full 24-piece of 8x8 vellums. Now you've got that beautiful full-on design when it comes to dancing dragonflies, but you might see here you've got some of your coloured as well. Going to reiterate again, this is so limited stock. £30 here in the UK, or for you guys stateside, $37. However, platinum comes down even more. Your 10-pack of charms. What about heating up your heat and mould foam and pressing it into your charms? Do a nice little array on your glass mat, press it in, would look lovely. You've also got your water lily frame, that's included as well. You've got your 3 dies there. Love using this one with little bits of paper piecing. And then we have got our Weeping Willow. This is a Create a Card die with stencils as well. So you can build up that colour, that dimension, that scene when it comes to your Weeping Willow. There is no weeping in this building when it comes to that price, and the fact that it's limited stock. £30, $37, £24 or $29.60. Everything that we're showing you so far and the rest of the day with myself and Janet is across on the website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Please have a look in between shows or in between these little breaks so that you can get them checked out, because up till midnight your time you're going to get triple points on all orders. Brilliant, great. Craig, you kind of explained it earlier on, but want a little bit more detail. Well, here's Sarah to tell you all about our Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the product.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously, the people not just here at Crafters Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Thank you so much for all your lovely comments this morning. As I say, we've got Rachel on, well, for the first two shows, I believe. So, morning to you, Rachel, who has been up since 4 a.m. because she is the other side of the world. Well, she's crossing the US of A. Alicia is watching, Lynn's watching, Carol is watching from Dublin, Ireland. Good morning to you. Craig, this is from Sandra Dundas saying, Craig, yesterday I ordered myself 2 extra sets of the mini alphabets. When they arrive, I will gladly donate one of the Ys to complete your set. That is so cute.
One of them.
Yes,
Why did you lose it?
Sorry?
Why did you lose it?
It's a good one. I like that one. I love that one, Jan.
Oh.
Yeah, because I've been doing my lives at night for the Advent calendar, and I went to use my mini alphabets last night, and last week I keep them all on the packaging, Jan, and even if I just want a certain word, I just run the whole lot through.
Yeah.
Do that, but for some reason the Y's disappeared.
The Y's missing.
Not in the pack. It's nowhere to be found.
Oh.
So that's really really lovely, kind thought from you, Sandra. I will maybe twist Brent or Kelly or maybe even Tracy's arm and say, have you got a spare one that I can have? But that's really lovely of you. Kate McQueen is saying, hello, you crafty peeps from our cold and windy Manchester. Yeah, same here. Sarah's on, Peggy's on, Sarah Brown from, of course, Australia. Sandra's in from Belgium. We've also got Stephen is on saying, morning, crafty peeps, looking forward to the show. Currently shopping in Tesco's. Are you watching while shopping? Morning, the crafty team, looking forward to the show while shopping in Tesco's.
That is clever, yeah.
So what, have you got like your phone or that just in the trolley and
Maybe.
you're just going, oh, I'll get those bananas, you know, I'll get those, I'll get that milk. Oh, look at what Jan's doing. Love that. Oh, bang, sorry, just watching some crafting. Zoe's in, Sandra's in, Marcia's in, Sandra is saying, Craig, you ready for this, Jan? Craig, currently on 17 times platinum.
Wow.
That is
an achievement.
That is, isn't it? It really, really is. George is like, what is that? He's counting in her ear there. Oh, yeah, gosh, that's 17 times platinum. Thea's saying these dies and the stamps are so much fun with the animals. Pammy saying, I love listening to Jan's demo. She makes it so clear. Absolutely, we're all exactly the same. Pammy saying, are those brand new plates? I believe it was some new ones you were using.
I'd replaced the clear ones, but I think maybe I need to replace the plastic one as well because it's a little bit bowed. So yes, I think it's had some love over the last few weeks.
Pammy, Rachel, Peggy, Sandra, all saying absolutely, you know, lovely what you've done. Thank you for showing ways in which you can rectify, you know, any little issues or that. Yeah, they really appreciate it, and I said it happens to them. And yeah, lol, Craig, I'm in the UK. It was baby's fault. Yeah, that was me, Rachel. She's not across the pond in the UK. Right, something that was so busy yesterday, and I am not surprised. Many of you actually found it across on our website on Monday before it officially launched. Lily and Debbie launched it yesterday. Well, they had it on Wake Up Call yesterday morning, and then myself and Debbie officially launched it last night in launch party. This is now our very own brand new Crafter's Companion 2-set in heat tool. This is where you're also going to get your 4-piece of stamp and foam. Now, $29.98 or $36.90. Platinum comes down to $23.98 or $29.52. If you were humming and hawing yesterday, think about it today because you are getting your triple points as well up till midnight your time. Now, it is our heat tool. We always need a heat tool, whether it's for heat embossing or we want to heat set something or dry something. We've got our 2-speed, so we've got really strong heat, but more of a subtle heat. But I think this is what has been the wow. That is 4 blocks. Heat it up and press it into any indented surface you want. So it could be boss and folders, it could be stencils, it could be leaves, it could be pasta, of course, dried pasta. It could be rubber bands, it could be buttons, anything like that. That imprint will be in the foam. Add ink, stamp it, so turn anything into a stamp. But what's lovely, Jan, that I think is so good, others may be like, so once you've used the 4, that's it, you have to buy more. You have to. You don't. All you do, reheat it, and it goes completely flat, and then you can use it time and time again. Yep. If you love a certain impression, you might want to keep it in stock up. You can get them on their own, but it does go completely flat once you reheat it as well. That's why it's been so popular. I think both alone, many of you have just gone for them together because you either need a heat tool, Jan, or as we were talking about, and I'm the same, many of you have got a heat tool, or you've got 2, or you've got 3. You wanted a Crafter's Companion branded heat tool.
To match all the other things that are Crafter's Companion.
Exactly. So check that one out. It is, of course, on our website as well. So just officially launched yesterday. So you can stock up on any of the extra foams if you want. They are there. If you do just want the heat tool, that's there as well. But really good saving with them both together. Right, we are going to be having a look now at our Laird Edge die collection. This is where you're going to get 30 dies in total. $51.96 or $59.80. For your R Platinum, that's going to come down to $41.57 or $47.84. So that's where you've got your 20%. Also good to point out, if this is your very first order with Crafters TV on our website, then you will also get your first order with 20% off, so you'd get it at platinum price. So let's have a very quick look so we can jump all the way to Jan and see what we're going to be doing with these ones here. We have got our scalloped circle. We've also got our stylish mosaic. We've then also got our, now this is one that I like to use quite a lot, ellipse frame. And then we have also got, last but by no means least, we have got vintage, is it ticket, I think? I can't quite read whoever's handwriting's on the back there, but I think it's vintage ticket, yes it is. So you've got these, so these all create that concept. Now, when it comes to Jan, you know what Jan's like. She always loves to have a play and see how things can be used in different ways, which you can do that. But what I love as well, Jan, is I love to use these just as standard nesting dies.
Absolutely, and just for sentiments and things like that. Again, so versatile. So my favourite happens to be the vintage ticket, which I've pulled out for this demo. We shouldn't really have favourites because they're all beautiful. They all do the same concept, but I think different shapes appeal to different people. So I've taken that vintage ticket. There are 6 pieces in here in total. So how it's built is you've got the edges, which have that long sort of extension piece on there. These are the 2 pieces that I'm going to cut into my card, and you can see straight away how that's creating that shape in the centre of the card there. And then you've got the second one of the piece with the extension on is going to be your mat layer. Okay, so I've already cut these pieces ready. I'll show you how I've arrived at those. And then in the centre, you've just got, like Craig said, 2 gorgeous little nesting dies, which can be used independently, but they're sized to fit nicely just inside there and build up that detail. So let's have a look then at those in action. So I'm going to use the 2 inner ones first. So you want the slightly smaller of the 2. So if you just pop this one, you can see that that one is going to be that layer to go around it. So you want the slightly smaller 2, which is the sort of the second one in. And then if I turn this over, I've got my card at the ready and just scored it. Literally, we've got 6-inch square, scored at 3 inches and 9 inches. So that we've created that gatefold design. So traditionally, it folds and meets in the centre, which is where you get that gate element from. So what I'm going to do is actually pop these. They're going to fit like so. So we're going to cut that shape out of the edge of the gatefold, but obviously I don't want to cut into the back of the card. So I'm going to open up my gatefold and I'm going to attach these on with a little bit of tape. And then we can pass it through the Gemini. So again, just line them up with the edge there and make sure that you get them stuck down. Now I'm going to stick them this time on that inside piece because this is the piece that's going to cut away. So the tape's actually going to come away with it. And then I'm going to do the same, but this one's going to go this way. So they're almost like inverted when you've got your card opened up. So again, little bit of tape, get it in the centre there. Just line it up with the edge of the card, and I'm just looking how much I've got that overlap because it's about just under 6 1/4 inches in total, the die. So it's just overlapped a wee bit on my my card blank. And then once you've got that in place, we're going to bring those Gemini plates back in. Pop that down. Now then, are we going to be able to fit that? We should be able to fit that on, I think. I'm going to have to do it straightish. Yeah, to get them both on. Pop your mats in there.
It's great how you can create a concept like that with one pass through the Gemini.
Absolutely. And if you don't have the large Gemini, you can just literally do each side separately. And I'll show you in a second what I mean by that. I've put it all on one, and that should be fine for that outline die, she says, having had misbehaving stags this morning, reindeers. But if you've only got the Gemini Junior and you don't have the facility for that large plate, what you can do, because they go through the Gemini, now they're going to go through that way, aren't they? They might. What I was thinking is you could put them on like this, but they're going to go through the Junior that way. They're just a wee bit wide. So I'm going to say that you would need the larger platform for this particular set.
Okay.
Because it's just sticking off the edge there, and I think that would cause problems with the mouth of the Gemini. So I'm going to leave those to one side and then literally take out those edge pieces. So just be careful with that tape again. Make sure it doesn't, as I say, I've attached it mainly to the piece that's coming away, and then I know that I've not got any problems. And then when we put these back together, you can see that we've got that shaping going on in the middle there. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to bring in the couple of pieces that I've used the other die for. So I've just cut my piece of paper to the right size, for the appropriate size for your card, for your mat and layer, just how you would do normally. And then I've used the slightly bigger ones of the 2 there. You can see in the middle there how we've got that slightly bigger one, which creates that beautiful shape to echo what we've just cut and allow us to sort of mat layer onto that card there. So when I put these on here, you've got the perfect mat layer now to fit with that lovely little border all the way around. So all that work's been done for you. So again, we'll just take a little bit of the wet glue this time. I've got my all-purpose glue, and I'm just going to stick these down. And the papers are from our Positive Thoughts collection. You know, you've got all those different paper pads to work with, so you can decide what colour scheme you want to work with on those. So I'm going to pop one of those. I think they're going to go that way and that way. So that one's going to go on that side, and it's the perfect layer now to go round that outline.
Thing, yeah.
You know, and you could have drawn it and cut it out with your scissors, but why when you've got those dies there at the ready to fit perfectly around that shape that you've created? And that applies to all the different shapes that Craig showed you. You've got this same setup whereby you can actually cut that mat layer to fit, and it just fits in there absolutely beautifully.
Because sometimes as well, when we say said items, we'll do a quick card. Sometimes when you think of quick cards, Jan, you just think of a square card or a 5x7 card or that, but this has given you the ability, of course, you know, if you limit the way you decorate it, this has given you a very quick card, but it's a concept card. It's something different.
So it adds that little bit of extra wow, doesn't it? And you've got people looking at it thinking, how have they done that? You know, what a great cut. You know, if they think you've used a pair of scissors, they'll think you're a wizard with a pair of scissors. So I've just cut a piece to fit in the back of that same paper there. Little bit of ink round the edges, you know me with my inks. So we've got that as your basic card design. And then if I bring these two pieces back in, you can see now we've got that perfect size layer. So I've gone for the pink out of that paper and just cut that one in a little bit of pink, and that's going to sit in the centre there. And then the slightly smaller one I've just stamped out, and again, whatever sentiments you've got, this is from our Say It With Flowers collection, that's the smaller one, and again the perfect size now for that matting and layering to actually put those together. So I'm just going to see if I've got, and I think I have got some little foam pads, I think, to pop on the back. We'll put that one on a foam pad, I think.
Jan, you were saying that paper, and I'm asking this because Laura Parker on YouTube is saying, I love that paper. I don't recall seeing it before. You said it was Positive Thoughts?
It's from the Positive Thoughts paper pad, yeah. It's one of my favourite. Anything that's got that teal colour in.
See, me and you're the same there,
I absolutely love and the pink with it as well. Perfect. I love that teal colour in there. But yeah, Positive Thoughts. Brought out a little while ago now, but it was a beautiful collection. And as I say, I've got so many paper pads that I really need to start and think about using some of them up. So I'm going to just use my tweezers and get that piece. You can see that matte layer, look, that it's just lined up perfectly in order to get that same depth all the way round. And then I'm going to carry on with the wet glue and pop that in the back. So you've just got a little bit of dimension there. If you're going to post your card out, it might be worth keeping that section completely flat. But if you close the card too now, you can see there that that's going to nest right in the middle there beautifully. Just let that dry. And then, you know, decoration. However much you want to decorate. I've just created a couple of little paper flowers out of some of the matching cardstock. And I'm going to pop a large one at the bottom there.
What you done there a moment ago, Jan, with that sentiment with the all-purpose and the foam pads, I wish I had taken a note of the lady's name that was in the group 2 weeks ago. She'd asked the question saying, when using adhesive in, say, a said project that you're doing, if I'm using a wet glue, can I only use wet glue in that whole project? Or if I'm using a dry adhesive, can I only use a dry adhesive? And Jan, you've just shown there that you've done a dry and a dry being foam
mix and match them where it's I'm always talking about things being fit for purpose, Craig. So it's thinking about what you actually want your design to do, or what you want an element on your design to do, and go with it. You know, it's like I've used 3 different glues here for 3 different reasons. So I went with the foam pads because I wanted a little bit of elevation. If I open that up, you can just see there's a little bit of elevation there on that sentiment. But obviously working cardstock to cardstock, I would always always be using my all-purpose glue, which is what I stuck the matte layers down with. But then I actually flicked to my tacky glue, which is what I've got in the little applicator bottle, to add my embellishments on, because that's got a nice finish on it to hold those embellishments in place. So again, you know, you might think, oh, do I need all those different glues? But they do all have a different purpose. And I know you and I have both done a glue school, haven't we, over the last 12 months, Craig, so which gives you much more information about all the different glues and what they're used for. So it's worth having them, but you can mix and match any of the glues together.
That is
perfectly,
absolutely stunning.
But they just give a nice finish, don't they? And again, the one that I showed you this morning had the double gatefold, so it had the fold again here. So when we opened it, if I can just find the one that I showed you this morning here. So this is a similar one with the different shape, but we've actually doubled the gatefold, so you've actually got it cut in there twice. So that's just taking it a stage further than what we've done here. I just wanted to keep it fairly basic today. But that's lots of taking it on to the next step.
And doing that
really easy to work with.
It is, that really are. And you doing that one you've just done there, although you say it's basic, if you send it to the recipient would still be wow, with the combination.
You've still got that wow factor
the
with
style,
it.
the concept, the colour, it's still giving you that wow. If you are wanting to go for them today, that's your Laird Edge die collection with 30 dies in total. I think I popped my boards away. I have done. I'm going to give you a wee recap with these ones here, just because you've got another 3 on top of the ones that Jan was using. $51.96 or $59.80 or £41.57 if you are platinum, or it comes down to $47.84. Just says, well, these go in euros for all you guys over Central Europe as well. You just need to go to your website, so .co.uk, .com or .eu. That's where you need to go. So very quickly, we have got our vintage ticket. We have also got our Ellipse frame. We have also got, which I believe is the stylish mosaic. And then we've also got, last but by no means least, we've got our scalloped circle as well. So you're getting that 4 sets, but it's giving you 30 dies in total. What we've also got as well, because later on today we're going into beautiful beginnings, so we've got a lovely, and I mean a really lovely, useful starter kit. Now with our starter kit, it's our Crafter's Companion starter kit. You're going to get your scoreboard, bone folder, tape pen and card. Now before I go any further, what I'm going to say is when Jan was going on about inking at the side, on Sunday I've got a Colour Me Happy about kind of watercolour mediums, and I've also got a starter skills with our scoreboards. So if you are new, this is a start, or you want a wee bit more, you can always go on our YouTube and watch any of our past shows. But on Sunday, I'll be across on Jan's side, and I've got starter skills with scoreboards. You've got one within this starter bundle here. So everything I'm away to show you is £25 or $35. You're saving over 25%, and it doesn't matter what show, if it's a sales show, if it's a cartload, if it's a clearance, you'll always get Club Inspire, and this comes down to £20 or $28. Now this is my favourite cardstock. I say it every time when it comes to linen cardstock, and I hold no apologies. I adore it. You've got Say It With Flowers, one of Sarah's recent launches, one of her biggest launches, that's in there. Now that alone is worth £14.99 or $19.95. But then what you're also going to be getting is your Scoremaster. Now you do get your scoring tool as well. Just to say, yours won't come with a black line down the centre. We do that for reasons such as if you've seen Debbie Robinson's craft along yesterday, if you need to go point to point onto your card, it's easy to turn it, manipulate and line up point to point on said measurements. So you've got your board as well, that one being your Scoremaster, and you've also got your scoring tool that you'd seen Jan using earlier too. That's included. And then we're popping in, not half a reel or a tester reel, a full 22 metre length of our unbelievably strong tape runner. Now this is, as Leanne says, this is your wet properties of an adhesive, but in a dry form. And last but by no means least, we're putting in our scoring tools as well, our bone folders. You've got that long one, you've got that one that will also sit nicely when it comes to your hand. So all of that you're getting for £25 or $35, saving over 25%. Platinum comes down to £20 or $28. Although I say, Jan, it's good as a starter kit. It's good for a top-up just to have extras.
It certainly is. It certainly is. I mean, the cardstock alone, I mean, that colour palette on that card is beautiful, isn't it? And I mean, again, you know, more than one score. I've got more than one scoreboard.
Yeah, snap. I think
I've
we
got
all
about
do.
4, I think, altogether in different variations.
Don't get me started on the bone folders. I've got absolutely
Bone
loads
folders
of them.
and pokey tools. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right, loads of comments coming through. So once we come back, we'll have a very quick read before we jump back to Jan again. So this is going to give you a couple of moments to check out your baskets, because we can see many of you have got a lot of the items just sitting there. I think you're trying to take advantage of your triple points ending midnight your time. So while you do that, we will be back in a little moment.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, you know, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You all had time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
We do have fun here. And then as Christmas creeps in, then we just all go giddy and even more fun. We've got loads and loads of you tuning in today. Thank you so much. Lots of you just saying, for instance, like Mary Beth is saying, so glad to have Jan back today. She is such a great teacher.
Thank you.
That is the running theme all the way through comments this morning, Jan. A lot of people saying that.
I'm like the buses, aren't I? It's like you don't see me for weeks and then I'm here every week.
It's always good when you're here.
It just depends how it falls, doesn't it, when they need us.
We've got Crafty Angie saying, I love that card, Jan. We've got, where was it there? We've got May saying, love learning how to make different cards. We've got a couple of questions. First one is Crafty Angie saying, is it possible to hear the heat tool? We will do that in a moment because many of you have been asking to hear that. Jan, so Nala's asking, so this is going with the card you done a moment ago with the layering ones.
All right, yeah.
Would you cut the matting layers the same way you would regularly?
What I did with, if I explain what I did with this one is if you imagine this was still a full piece, I measure, so I've got 6 inches in height by 3 inches across because we did a 6 by 6 square card. So each of these measure 6 by 3. So I always go 1/4 of an inch smaller. So my mat layer would have been 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then I've just popped the die up against that edge. And if you remember, I used the slightly larger die out of the set around that edge so that you've got them to match the mat layers that you've got underneath.
Perfect.
Does that make sense?
It makes absolute sense.
So they started out as rectangular pieces of paper and then just pop the die up to the right edge. So make sure if it's a paper that's got an orientation, make sure it's the right way up. Lay your rectangles over the top of the card so that you can see that your images are the right way. And then just lay those 2 slightly bigger ones, so it'll be the outside die in the set, and pop them onto that edge,
Excellent. And actually, while you're still there, Jan, we've got Rachel B is saying, the sentiment in the middle, if friends wear flowers, is asking, where is that stamp from?
That is from our Say It With Flowers collection. Yep.
Perfect.
If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. It's one of my favourite sentiments, that one.
It's lovely, That one, there's 2. That one and also in a world where we can be anything, be kind.
Yes.
From, not timeless, but vintage butterflies.
Yes, I think it is, yes.
Love that one. Love it. Now, when it comes to life, we always need a hero, and we always need a hero when it comes to our crafting life as well. We've got 2. We're going to go over the first one. First of all, this one is our small guillotine. Now, £20, gosh, I'm charging you more here. £20 or $31, saving 20%. However, if you're platinum, that's going to come down to £16 or $24.80. You are, of course, still going to get your triple points on this as well, up till midnight tonight. Now, we say this is the smaller one here. It's cutting up to an 8.75 because of the width of it, the height of it, so to speak, but this is your professional guillotine. You know, we've done many shows in the past with these ones here and we've explained it. Not only is it a guillotine, you've got that scoring ability, you've got a score tool, but the main difference as well, when Leanne came to come and make the guillotine, you know, when she wanted something so strong, she wanted it into production with the product development team, they went to a sword manufacturer for the actual guillotine, its blade itself. So going to a sword manufacturer for both your small and the large one we'll see just in a minute. But that one is your small guillotine. You see us use them day in, day out, all the time. So you have got your hero tool on the small guillotine that you can see here, saving 20%, but on platinum price it is going to be £16 or $24.80. Now, if you are stateside, I would say go for this one, because we do have the large one, but this one is only available in the UK. This one here is your large 13-inch guillotine here. Now, it's the same when it comes to the blade. Leanne and the team, they sourced it from a sword manufacturer. It has the 13-inch cutting capacity. It's got your easy to hold grip here. It sits nicely in your hand. It's got your finger shield as well. And they say finger shield, but it's there to hold and stabilize your card or your paper. You've got your stainless blade. It's got the score lines embedded as well, centimeters as well as inches inside with your scoring tool. You've got your non-rubber feet as well. Non-rubber feet? You've got your rubber feet for your non-slip. all there as well. And the main thing is it's got an extendable arm, so that is why it can go all the way up to 13 inches, of course. So that one there, here in the UK, £31, saving 20%. Platinum comes down to £24.80. And that, as long as with your smaller one, you have got, as today, your hero tool that we love, we use time and time again, and it's one that you always say at home. You've got many, many guillotines or cutting trimmers, but you love your guillotine. I always say as well, I have our Crafter's Companion guillotine, and I now have our Violet Studio V-Blade paper trimmer, because it's good for maybe doing concepts or that in the middle. But check them ones out across on the website. They are there for you to go to with your triple points as well. So we're going to go from cutting, we're now going to go into colouring, and we're going to have a look at our card front colouring pads. Now this is, because we're all about the animals and the animal antics, this is your animal selection. So you are going to get 78 sheets, all the way down for $13.99 or $18.13. If you are platinum, first and foremost, that's giving you a saving of 30%. But if you're platinum, it comes down to £11.18 or $14.50. This is giving you your Spiritually Wild. Now, it's not just one of each. You're getting, I think it's about 6 of each you're getting off the top of my head. But look at these to colour. Aren't these absolutely phenomenal? Now, it's the perfect cardstock for you to do your alcohol colouring. Now, this is how each of these ones look. So let's go in to here. So this is how your Spiritually Wild book will look. So they come in your black and white form that we can see. There we go, perfect, just here for you to then colour. But what you've also got is you've got one sheet of die cut sentiments. One is in gold, one is in silver, and one is in a rose gold coppery form. They're included as well. But then what you've also got is you've then got your floral flights. So this is how they may look once you colour them, but then this is how they will come in your book. Now, they're all glue bound when it comes to the book, so it's easy release. You release one of them, they're not all going to fall out, just the ones that you need. Again, this is the black and white form, perfect cardstock for your alcohol colouring, and you've got your different sentiments as well. You've got your gold, you've got your silver, and that rose gold copper. All of these are die cut, you just need to pop them out. So that is what you're going to be getting within your card front colouring pads. It is your animal selection. Don't just think about colouring, maybe think of yours entangling as well. Whichever way you want to use them, it's up to you. $13.99 or $18.13. That's giving you your saving of 30%. But platinum comes down to £11. I laugh at myself when I say prices like this. £11.19, Jan, or $14.50 for what is 2 sizable books. Plus, of course, you've got the sentiments included as well with these ones. It's fab.
That's crazy, isn't it? With just the actual colouring sheets alone, that's 72 colouring sheets. So that's potentially 72 cards.
Yes, yeah.
For $11.99 if you're platinum, yeah. Absolutely crazy. I think these are great. If you're not fussed about stamping or you don't have stamping equipment, you've got the line art done for you. So they measure 5 inches in height by 3 3/4 in width. And it's on a 240 GSM cardstock, which is a nice weight for a topper. And you can see there how you've got that lovely dark line art all ready to colour. And like Craig said, there are 6 different designs, 6 of each one. So you get 36 colouring sheets, and then in the back you've got, I think it's just a lovely touch to add those sentiments in the back there. So you can see we've got one layer of silver, and you know, you've got things like let your dreams be your wings, have a beautiful day, spread your wings, and then you get the same idea in the gold foiling, absolutely gorgeous.
Lovely.
And then that lovely rose gold or copper foiling at the back there. So, you know, you've literally got ready-made cards there. And that was one of the books. And then the second one has got those sort of spiritual animals. And again, a different kind of artwork, I think. It's quite unusual, this. And, you know, you might just, these are actually a nice shape to just, if you want to fussy cut them out, because you've got more than one sheet of the design, you could start thinking about decoupage and things like that. So yeah, lots of different ways to do with them. So I think I went in the floral flat and these two appealed to me. I've got the 2 little lovebirds. So I literally, all I did, and if you're just gentle with them, they just release from the sheets. So simple. And as I say, they're on premium cardstock to receive whatever you want to colour with. Now, you know me, I chose my alcohol markers for this one, and I've actually started colouring because it does take a little while to spend, you know, with the colouring. I've just left a little bit to do. Kept it fairly, sort of just picked a few colours. I did have to have a look at what colours the lovebirds were. I must admit I wasn't familiar with the colour scheme on them, but this is what one of the photos came up with. So I've literally just taken some of my colours and added it in there. And as I say, the pen's just gliding over the top of it because you've got that lovely smooth surface there to work on. The pens are literally, and this is what you want, particularly with the alcohol pen. I think they are devised mainly for alcohol colouring. But again, you could use your crayons on them. I'm actually going to add a little bit of my sparkle pen when I finish. So again, it's shown that the line art hasn't moved with the water-based design. So again, I'm just adding a little bit of the darker shade in. And I've just left a little bit to finish colouring in so that we didn't have to spend an age.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit of blending onto that darker edge.
And as you say, Jan, you know, these are perfect for your alcohol colouring. If you wanted to do a little bit of colouring with other mediums, the colouring police aren't going to come to your door and say, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. They're yours for you to use what you like. They are perfect for your alcohol, of course. If you want to try and mix it up a bit, it's up to you.
Do you know, I think I'm going to have to start and order some new tri-blends, Craig. You can tell that these are my go-to pens because I've got several of the colours are starting to look a little bit sorry for themselves.
It's always the same with the same colours we go back to, isn't it? And we run out.
I've got several of them that I've noticed are starting to run a little bit dry. So yeah, I think I might have to ask Santa for a new set to add to my collection. So again, just adding that slightly darker. And you know, this is the beauty of this. You know, I've said this many times. There are different ways to colour. If you're just starting out your journey in colouring, you might want to just add that one layer of colour, and that is absolutely fine. Don't let anybody make you think, you know, that it all has to be done to the 3-pen blends that we talk about. It's what I call flat colour, where you just add one layer. I'm actually just blending a couple of the tones out of the 3 here in the pen. I sort of missed the lightest one out and I've gone for the medium and the darker tone, and then I'm just nudging the edge of that darker one just to blend it out. And then, as I say, with alcohol markers, it's waiting while that alcohol has evaporated to get the best sort of result. And then I've just come in and over-coloured with the coral just to add a little bit more definition at the top here.
Well, I'm just thinking, Jan, I'm just having a wee look through my notes here because I believe we might have a little set we'll see later on that's got tri-blends in them, a little 6-pack.
Yep.
So even if you're thinking about yourself or maybe as little gifts for Christmas stocking fillers, what about one of these pads with the 6-pack of the tri-blends? We'll have a look later on. They are across on the website. So break them up even, you can do that.
That would be a lovely little gift for someone that's starting their journey as well, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it?
With the colouring pads already being done, as I say, you don't have to worry about the stamping side of it and have I got the right ink and all, you know, all that goes with it. You've just got them literally ready to go.
Yeah.
So again, I've just finished that last petal off on there. And what I did with the flowers, I don't know whether we can pick it up on there. There's a little tiny bit of sparkle just on the flowers there.
Yeah, you see
just
that
caught it there. Yeah. So all I've done is use my crystal clear overlay pen there and literally just popped it into the gap there. So you can see, you know, even when I added that in, it's not damaged the line art on the pad. Now then, I think we've got a leaf left there as well, which was done in a slightly different green, if I remember rightly. I'm trying to remember what colours I used. I think that was the Alpine green
just
on that
love
one.
The design. It's like that heart framework with the leaves and the florals.
And you know, I'm actually going to keep this one in the same shape that it is in the pad. But again, like I said, they're not really busy shapes. You know, you could cut them out and have them as a feature, you know, on a matte layer, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So again, just...
what I done, Jan, on it was actually one of our Christmas ones. Now, you know when it comes to stamping, you know how I like to go around with my ice grey too? But what I didn't do any colouring, I just drew around with my ice grey too and left it at that.
Yeah.
And it looked lovely.
It looks nice with one of the brown shades as well. I like the brown grey because you get sort of that oldie worldy sepia effect come through then, rather than the ice grey. So this one, I agree, Craig, I've done exactly the same. If you have a little closer look, I've gone right round the edge of the image with the ice grey. I like to do that, and it just makes it look as if it's popping off the page there. So all the way around the image with the ice grey. But if you do it with the brown grey, which is a slightly warmer tone, you get a different look. So you can see just popping that onto a piece of black has sort of framed it and given it sort of purpose there. So all I'm going to do is pop a little bit of our, and you can see that it's premium quality paper there. Don't worry if you use your alcohol markers, and you can see it on the back. This is normal. This is the idea of what we call the saturation with your alcohol markers. Yeah. So again, I'm just going to pop that one on here just to mount it and give it that little bit of a frame. Link it to the line art itself in the black, and then all I've done is popped a quick stepper card together with some matte layers. So we're just going to pop a little bit of the paper. This is what I had left over from using the gnome collection. That's what my masterclass was on last week. It's just come back to me. I had the little garden gnomes last week, yes, and these were just scraps that I'd got left over. So I thought, right, let's get these used. I don't like throwing pieces away. So I thought with the greens there, that just echoes the green in that design that we've done. So again, I'm just going to pop those on the layers of the step, like so, like that. And then a little one on the front.
That paper does hit nicely with that.
It's lovely, isn't it? You think, oh, it might be a bit busy, but then when we pop this on here, I mean, I'm going to cover the majority of that. And again, it's up to you as to whether you have it flat or whether you want to have it, you know, you could put some foam pads behind that one. I'm just going to leave this flat for the purpose of the demo this morning, but there's different ways of, you know, of adding your designs on there. You know, you might want to pop it at a slight angle. In fact, I actually quite like it like that.
It is. That's really, really effective at the angle.
Little bit quirky, isn't it? It's not. I don't usually go off straight.
Me neither.
My LC doesn't normally allow me to, but I quite like it like that. And then I've just stamped a little sentiment out, and we're just going to pop that in here. We'll pop that the other way, look, to echo it. Hey, look at this.
Look at you, Jan.
Doesn't happen very often, does it? And I just think, you know, you could add some little pearls to that. You could add some of your little glass dewdrop beads to it. Absolutely beautiful. But if you enjoy the colouring aspect of it, it takes all the stress out of the stamping if you're not keen on the stamping. I just think they're a great little asset to have in your stash, just for those moments where you think, oh, I don't want to get all the stamping platform and the inks and everything out, remembering which ink to use. They're already done for you, so you can just have a play and you can create things, you know, that are fairly, you know, the colouring. I mean, I love colouring, you know that. So that's the enjoyable part for me, is doing the colouring side of it. But yeah, just really, really pretty.
Absolutely gorgeous. Miriam is saying, love this. I think the papers flow with the colouring for sure. If you do want those papers Jan was just using, just hang fire, maybe a minute or two. Might have something for you. But these ones here, this is the card front colouring pads that Jan was showing you. Animal selection with 78 sheets. That's including your die cut topper sentiments. So what you are going to be getting in this one, so this one being your spiritually wild. So you've got your 6 of them, you've got 6 of each, and then you've got 1 of your gold die cut toppers, you've got 1 of your silver, and you've got 1 of your rose gold coppery. And I keep saying that because when we went to Jan, I had another close look and I can't make my mind up if it is copper or if it's rose gold. So I'm just going to say a coppery rose gold colour.
Either, Craig. I think it's one of those that, depending on what you put it with, it could go either way. So I think if you put some of our copper Centura Pearl behind it, it would look very coppery tones.
Yeah.
But then if you went with one of the rose gold elements, I think it would take that tone on as well. Yes, I think you've got a 2-for-1 there.
It's kind of like that.
It would go either way. Yeah, really, really gorgeous. Very luxurious with the foiling, aren't they?
Very, very.
Yeah.
That's how they would look if you colour them in the way that we've done here, which by all means go back, take a screenshot, pause it, take a photo. That's up to you. That's what I've done with ours as well. So that is one of them. And then what you've also got is your Floral Delight. Once again, you have got 6 designs. You've got 6 of each, and then you've got 1 each of your gold, silver, let's just say copper in this instance, of your die-cut sentiments. And that is how they look if you colour them in this way. And you can see here, just up at the top, this one is the one that Jan just done a moment ago. $13.99 or $18.13. That's giving you a really, really good saving of 30% off. But it does mean if you are platinum, it comes down all the way down to £11.19 or $14.50. All of these across on your website for all of you Central Europe as well. You just need to go to .eu. Now, when I was talking about the papers a moment ago that Jan is using, we've got a really good bundle here. So many of you love the Garden Gnome 12x12 paper pad. So what we've done is we've bundled these together. But guess what? Because you love it so much, you will get 2 of your Garden Gnome 12x12 paper pads. So you will get 2 of these, plus you're going to get your Everyday Delights. Today's price being $29.98 or $39.90. You are going to be saving 25%. I'm going to reiterate as well what I say quite a lot with tape pens, etc., etc. This paper pad, Jan, we actually don't need to discount because so many people buy it at the normal price day in, day out because they love it.
It's a really good one, isn't it? It's got a really nice fresh range of colours, and with spring coming in the not too distant future, perfect for those spring and Easter cards. It's double-sided as well, so you're getting a lot for your money there.
You are. And what you have got, with Jan saying there, is double-sided. The scenes. So maybe you're not...
We used those a lot last week,
Yeah, these ones here.
Again, invaluable if you're not keen on making the backgrounds yourself.
And that was last week you had a master class.
I was here last Wednesday. Yeah, we did master. I think it was either Wednesday or Thursday. I was here 2 days last week. We did a full 2 hours just on the gnome collection. It was lovely.
So if you're not comfortable with building your own scene or doing your distressed backgrounds, all of that's there for you. Those 4 that you've seen, the scenes, multiple pages, just chop them up. That'll then give you 4 6x6 card fronts. So don't forget that is 2 of your 12x12 plus that everyday scenes, which by the way, a couple of weeks ago, Hobby Maker here in the UK, that just seemed to appear out of nowhere. I didn't know we had that one. Kind of subtly just launched.
just sort of snuck in there, did it?
Just snuck in, but you've got that once, an 8x8, $29.98 or $39.90. As we say, you've got that saving of 25%, but it does come down to £23.98 or $31.92. And I'm going to keep saying it because I don't want you to forget, and I want you to get the most discount you can do. When it comes to Club Inspire, you are up till midnight your time going to get triple points on all of your orders. So we'll come back in a moment. We'll have a very quick read of some of the comments that is coming through. But while we give you another opportunity to check out, have a little watch of this.
Many of our viewers bring up time and time again, and that's our wax seal gate.
Thinking, Joe, it might not work as well because I've put too much. Oh, I've forgotten to put me thing in place. Because I have a way of words that I think that doesn't engage with that and can come out all wrong. Water.
That wasn't the one you just washed your brush in, was it?
Sorry. Yes, but it doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't, was it? It was. Are you kidding?
I'm going to have to say, it's a slip of the tongue. I'm going to say it's maybe to do with my Scottish accent. I'm maybe going to say it's because of Mr. Ben Mosby. He is, well, yeah, he doesn't help matters.
I've made pots that have exploded when I fired them. I've done zips in inside out. It happens to everybody.
We've all spilt our glitter all over our project or knocked the water over.
You are.
I've just noticed I've got my dress on inside out.
So I was messing about doing some backgrounds with the sparkling, took the lid off it and managed to catch the pot somehow, and the whole thing came towards me, down my front, across my lap, onto the floor.
I went to reach for the water and, you know, do the tapping with and so there was less tapping and more sort of a tsunami. I've got some...
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those three people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team. There we go, just some of the fun and then the heroes that we have here backstage. They were all in yesterday. They were all doing a little bit of shuffling about next door, all our samples and that. They were getting them reorganised. So Tracy was in, Jake was in, John was in, even Julia was in. I know, she's in today as well. She's doing extra. It's not like her. It's not like her. She's probably heard this. Wait, you see, she'll be at that window in a minute, won't she? She will be. She'll be there. We've got Tracy Love is saying, beautiful card, Jan. I have to have a play with my pads next month. Heather is saying, I like it wonky on purpose. It adds interest. Miriam is saying, love this. I think the papers flow with the colour for sure. Absolutely. She's also asking, I know we kind of covered this, Jan, but she's also asking, can you use watercolour with these colouring pads?
I don't see why not. It's not a massively thick paper. As I say, I think it said 240 GSM, didn't it? Yeah. So it's not massively thick. Normally I would use watercolour card with watercolouring projects, but because they're only small, as long as you don't flood it with a lot of water, I think you probably would get away with it. The ink seems fairly stable. As I say, I tested just my glitter pen, which is water-based, to make sure it didn't move the line art, and it was absolutely fine. So as long as you're not flooding it with water, because I think it would start to buckle, I think you'd probably be okay.
Perfect, thank you. Pammy is also saying that was so lovely, Jan. It's just the right size for doing your mats and layers.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Fronts. It is lovely. And then Rachel will be on YouTube. Those guillotines are absolutely brilliant. The best I have ever had. And
that noise. When you yeah, and the self-sharpening as well, which is brilliant.
So good, love that noise.
Yeah.
Rachel was just letting us know as well, it was Thursday the 1st that Jan had the masterclass. Thursday was the 1st, yeah.
Yes, I was here the 30th of November, the 1st last week, yes.
Yeah. So if you did want to go back onto your YouTube.
Couldn't remember which day it was, I've slept since then. I've done lots more prep since then.
Yeah, loads. We're always busy, busy. Even when we're not on, we're always busy beavering away, that's for sure. Now we're going to have a look now at something that I actually launched not too long ago, and these are our Ellipse, not our Eclipse, that I kept saying as well. I managed to teach myself it's Ellipse, although I guarantee you, Jan, between now and when we finish at 8 o'clock tonight,
evening.
I will at least say it once. It is the Ellipse edgeable dies. I know Jan will explain them in a little bit more detail just in a moment, slightly thicker to go through 2 layers, but these are your 4 dies, $25.55 or $31.80 for you guys stateside. Everyone will get a 20% saving on that price, but if you have platinum, it does come down to £20.44 or $25.44. Remember as well, for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, you're going to get a point, and then up until midnight tonight, you are going going to get triple points on all your orders. So think about that if there's little things you're wanting, whether it is this item, stock up starter kits, whatever it is, but that is there for you as well. But this one is all about the Ellipse die set. Delicate lace, beautiful, gorgeous, so elegant. It does have that look of lace work as well. Yes, we say edgeables, but you know by now you can do lots and lots of different things with these ones. If you are new, then we'll have a look at these ones with Jan. However, you can go on our YouTube and watch different or previous shows where these have been featured. These ones, if you know me as well, you know I adore paper piecing. Now, I have a lot of patience. I wouldn't necessarily paper piece the whole lot, but I love to cherry pick little sections.
Yeah, just
Jan.
those little butterflies in that one would look gorgeous, wouldn't they? And just
It would look
off.
lovely, look really, really nice. And it is an edgeable, so it could be further in, it could be right on the edge. That's entirely up to you. I know Jan will show us a few things. And then we've got, oh, here we go, traditional swirls.
Swirls.
We have
I love it. Swirls and carols.
Swirls. I'm sure yesterday
I was talking about you the other day. I said if he's watching, I said he'd be chuntering away. But yeah, I just love it. The swirls.
Yeah, I'm sure next door when it comes to our shows, I'm sure sometimes when I'm on, they deliberately put products that have got the word swirls in them.
Swirls.
That's what I think.
Love it.
Swirls. Try to think what the other one was wheat. The way I was saying wheat. We were talking about wheat bags, and Johnny and Charlotte were in yesterday, and all I kept hearing, wheat, wheat, wheat. I was like, here we go. That's another one now. But yeah, if you are platinum, that does come down to £20.44 or $25.44. Okay, Jan, what can we do?
Right, well, we're going to have a look at that original concept. I always like to do that first so that people can see how the dies have been designed. And then later on in that 6 o'clock show, I've got a slightly different way to use them for you. So, like Craig said, they've been cut specifically. They've actually been designed, these, to cut through 2 layers of card at once. And that's exactly what we're going to do. I've got some all-purpose card, and we're going to go through both layers at once. Ellipse is that beautiful curve. So they've all got that lovely curve that go around the card, and we're looking at just over 6 inches in height, so they're absolutely brilliant for going on your 6-inch card designs. So what I'm actually going to do, I've taken the Ditsy butterflies. You can actually feel with the metal, when you take it off there, you can feel that it's slightly thicker than what we would normally refer to as a thin metal die. And that's been done deliberately so that we can cut both edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to use it as an edgeable, as it suggests, and we're going to take this side off as the sort of feature on our card.
Okay.
So again, whenever you've got anything like this, I would always recommend, you know, I mean, this might be something that you pop in your basket with your triple points, because again, you know, we use it all the time, the low tack tape.
We do,
so,
don't we?
Just going to pop this on, make sure there's no pieces in there. I'm just going to eyeball, I'm going to use the grid on my craft mat there, my glass mat, to just make sure that I'm working on the same vertical line. So I want the die just up to the edge of the card here, and then I'm going to use that grid to make sure that the whole thing, because you've got an element here that's straight, and an element at the bottom that's straight. So I've just used the line on my mat there to make sure that I'm in the right place. And then again, I'm going to tape it here because this bit's going to be cut off. So wherever possible, if you've got a piece of waste card, add your tape to that. And then I'm going to bring in my plates again, and I'm also just, even though it's a slightly heavier weight die, I'm just going to pop the metal underneath it just for insurance. Pop my sandwich, my shims in the middle for my sandwich, and then that top cutting plate, and then we're going to pass that through our Gemini. So again, depending on the size of your project, these dies would definitely fit through the junior and the midi. A lot of it depends on the size of the project that you're making as to whether you need that slightly larger platform there. So we've got that pop through there.
Just to say, if you did want some low tack tape, before we went to Jan, there was a bundle I should have shown you. However, we'll go over that once Jan's finished her demonstration. Another nice little starter kit that's got some low tack tape in it.
And just look, it's just literally come apart as I've actually taken it out of the Gemini. So you can see, you know, we've got that cut beautifully. And then again, you know, either with your die brush or just using that pokey tool, you can see how well, look, this has gone through both layers. So we're talking 600 GSM of cardstock. And I think that's testimony to both the Gemini and the fact that that extra little bit of thought's gone into the design of that metalwork.
Gosh,
just by making it that little bit more sort of substantial, is giving the Gemini what it needs to push it through those 2 layers. And I've picked the thickest cardstock purposely. You know, we've got that, as I say, the all-purpose card, which is 300 GSM, and every single bit there, just literally, I'm going to go right for the, usually it's the middle, if anything, that doesn't cut, look, and they're just
always,
falling
isn't it?
away, look. Now you've got lots and lots of very, very cute pieces coming out of here that you could, like Craig said, sort of do your paper piecing with. So those little butterfly elements would look great with just a piece of coloured card pop backing using the release sheets. But again, you know, we're going to do this one slightly different. I've got one that I've already done where I've just added a little bit of ink because I want to sort of showcase this particular edge here. But I wanted to just make sure that you saw the one that I'd cut here. Okay, so we've got the 2 layers there. And if I open this up now, it's cut just as nicely through that second piece
Hasn't
there.
it just?
As it has through the front, yeah? Absolutely gorgeous. I just think, as I say, that extra little bit of thought, even down to the embossing where the little antennae are on the butterflies, has gone through both layers. Absolutely. So you know that these are going to be perfectly aligned. You've not got to worry about cutting this one first and then getting this in the same place underneath. It will go through both of them. So that could be the side of your card, or you could have like a top fold card there and have it as the base. So again, straight away, you've got 2 different ways of using it. It may be that you want to make a cutout element and that you redo this at the top, so that you've actually got more like a matte layer with the details. And as I say, I'll show you more about the different ways later on. But all I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to swap it for the one that I've inked. I've just used some of our water reactive ink, and I've used the Sandstorm and the Pink Tulip, and just added a little tiny bit of colour down the edge. We've got exactly the same idea. I've popped it inside as well there. And that's going to tone in with the papers there that we've used. So again, just pop that on the front, like so. You can see there how we've got that sort of now linking in with the colours.
Isn't it?
So again, just using the tape pen, and all I've done is matted and layered. Trying to remember which paper pad I'm on now. I think this one is, did I write a note of it? I'm sure I usually write a note down. It's the vintage butterfly one, yeah, I thought I had. I usually have several out on the desk, and it's whichever one I grab first.
Pick first.
Usually gets to the front. So that one's going to go on like so, and then I've stamped out a little sentiment, okay, using some of the extra dies there.
Oh,
just saying good luck. So we're just going to pop that one again on with the tape pen. Again, a few little pearls on there just to add a bit of interest. That one's going to go on the centre. And then I've just cut some extra butterflies as because we've got the butterflies down the side.
It works, doesn't it?
I'm just going to pop a couple of little ones there at the top. And again, I'm just going to use that dotty tape pen down the centre of the die cuts.
Ties it all together
and then we
beautifully.
can just pop that in, yeah. You know, you can add, so I'll bring you the one that I did at home where I've added a few more pearls on. But you can see where I've got to there. And then the one at home, as I say, I just added a few more pearls to it. Just, you know, you could add pearls on here if you wish. But you can see they're absolutely gorgeous. Just add again that little bit of a special element to your finished designs. So you've got sort of the ability to add that to, you know, whether it's, we're going to do a box later on in the 6 p.m. show as well and show you how to incorporate them on a box. But yeah, rather than it just being a straight edge, they're really, really pretty, aren't they?
Do you know what's also going to be good for these as well, Jan, is because you've got that 2 layers, you've got the thickness. What about heating your heat and mould foam and then pressing your foam into that? Because you've got extra depth there. Now you can do that into the die, won't damage the die, don't know how it doesn't damage the foam, it's magic. But yeah, if you go into that double layer that Jan's done, you've got that impression, that would look fab. Just, my mind just keeps wandering. But these are your Ellipse edgeable die collection. So this is where you've got your 4 dies here, all of these different designs, but they work in the exact same way that Jan just explained a moment ago. We have got traditional swirls, we've got ditzy butterfly, we have also got dainty daisies, and we've also got delicate lace as well. So all 4 of these ones, $25, $55, $31, $80, gives you a saving of 20%. But if you are platinum, it comes down to £20.44 or $25.44. Now, just in a moment, we're going to have another look at, or a look at another starter kit, but I think we're going to do a demo of the show first of all, so we can get the votes going, Jan.
Yep. So we had our 2 little stubborn reindeers at the top of the show, who I did have a quick word with, and I've got them stuck together now, but you can see how that pop-out element there at the top allows them to just stick out from the card. Really, really pretty. So that was number 1.
Okay.
Number 2 was those lovely gatefold layered edgeables, where we cut into that gatefold card to create those lovely shapes. So that was number 2. Number 3 was our little colouring pads, and we did the little lovebirds there. So cute, aren't they?
They really are.
Yeah, so that's number 3, and then number 4 was the Ellipse edgeables. So the colouring's coming up at 2 o'clock, the edgeables are coming up at 6 o'clock. So we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 there for you to have a look through.
Excellent, right. Control is in your hands. Rachel will tally and she'll let us know. What I can guarantee, Jan will win today. That is a promise. That is a guarantee. I would put my money on it. Talking about Rachel as well, Rachel is just coming through saying swirls, pearls and curls. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. It's because I was reading one that says Jan's name. Thank you, Rachel. We've also got Sandra is saying, Craig, I remember when you joined CC, then in phrase, they got you, Julia would get me to say a phrase that involved a murder at Burger King that involved a curly whirly. Yeah, I remember that very, very well.
A murder.
I'll need to check with Julia again. Yeah, but a murder. There's been a murder in a Burger King, but curly whirly, and there was something else. We'll check with Julia later on. Sandra's also saying, Craig, please say hi to Julia for me. I will do. And then Lillian is actually saying, Jan, she's saying, Craig, what was that embellishment Jan just used?
The embellishment that I just
That's what I was wondering. So in that last demonstration, yeah, the embellishment.
The embellishment. What, the little butterflies or the...
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, Jan. I'm not too sure.
A little bit of... Let me just check my list and see whether I popped a note down.
If maybe you messaged earlier on, Lillian, and we've just got it coming through now, if there was something specific, then you've still got a little bit of time just to let us know and we can ask
I've not
Jan.
written the name down. It's possibly the one that I've stamped the good luck on. I didn't write the name down, but I'm fairly certain it's from one of our nesting die sets.
Brilliant.
And it's just the smaller elements from there. But any of those shapes,
yeah,
you know, can work with it.
Brilliant, excellent. Like I say, Lily, you've still got a little bit of time, so if you want us to go over, maybe it wasn't that one, then let Rachel know, and then we will get on the case.
We were going the other day, Craig. Going back to you talking, we sort of started a little plan, saying that maybe you should be. We should have you reading a Christmas story, because we all love listening to your voice and your accent. Everybody's of the same opinion, so we could just picture you sat here with your big storybook reading as a Christmas story in your beautiful Scottish accent. Yeah,
Scottish accent. do you know what felt really, really weird is, of course...
I know what you're going to say.
You know, like last week, so myself and Caitlin, we had 5 days back in Edinburgh, and it was weird actually being in public in Scotland where everyone was speaking Scottish. You know, I'm used to it here that pretty much wherever I go, you know, everyone is English. Very rarely do I come across someone that is Scottish.
Does it change much? Does the accent change much while you were in Edinburgh? Did you notice?
Edinburgh is...
I suppose it's like Britain, it's about like England. We've got different accents dotted over the country. Yeah, is it the same in Scotland?
Very much so. So what I would say is Edinburgh, if you're from Edinburgh, you can understand that accent perfectly. Kind of like a lot of people say with me, you can understand it. So I'm from Carnoustie, the golf town. So I always say it's sandwiched between Dundee and Arbroath. So Dundee, even I struggle to understand a Dundonian. We've got Glasgow, Glaswegian. I struggle. Aberdeen, Aberdonian.
Another game.
What was that you said? So yeah, it is completely different. But yeah, they say Edinburgh, and we say it's a laugh and a joke, but you know, but it's true. In Edinburgh, you can clearly understand what we're saying. The others you can't. Many can't, but yeah. So it was weird just being back in Scottish public and everyone was speaking Scottish. Let's have a look. We've got our edgeable starter kit. Now, straight away, going to be great for your edgeable, but what I'm going to say, this is not going to work just for your edgeable. This is a great tool set for you to then just use wherever. So earlier on, myself and Jan were talking about how you cannot have enough poke tools. I have got so many of our poke tools. I've got other branded poke tools as well because I always use them. So you've got two. I will say though, with ours, these are uber sharp and they need to be. So you do have that protected point, but really good for getting backends off or do paper, pricking, just holding your foam in place. Whatever you want to use it for, you can be using it. Then we've got our full reel of our ultra strong. This one here is a 22-meter tape runner. I always like to point out as well, other branded tape pens out there in the market are between 10 and 12 meters. Ours is 22. Leanne will say it is a wet glue property, but within a dry form. We've got our actual dye release tool and sponge mat, so that is perfect for, of course, all the little bits out your dies or the edgeables. Jan popped them out, could be using your tool. Then we have also got our 3 reels of our low tack tape. Now I do like to do exactly that fantastic tip that Jan showed you by maybe popping it onto your skin or maybe your jumper or something first and foremost, because it is low tack tape, but because our Gemini is so powerful, it can sometimes take away a little bit of the fibres. Either that or also that Jan done, the bits that would be potentially the waste, have the tape into these bits, but you've got your 3 reels all on your little dispenser as well. And then a full pack of our Pearl card from Knitwit. That is 24 piece. So this is Knitwit colours, but by us at Crafters Companion, we have brought it into cardstock. Very briefly, Knitwit are a Canadian online digital company. They wanted to get in the physical crafting market, and the only place you can get physical crafting products via Knitwit is from us at Crafters Companion. So all of that, £25 or $35, you've got a saving of over 15%. Key tools and products you're going to be using on a daily basis, but then platinum price comes down to £20 or $28. So really good one for yourself or as a gift. Right, we are going to jump across to Jan just in a moment to have another wee look around these, but these ones here officially launched last night on Launch Party with Debbie Robinson. It's your heat tool, foam 4-pack of your Stampin' foam, $29.98, $36.90. If you are platinum, it comes down to $23.98 or $29.52. You can get them both separate on the website if you so wish. However, together it is the best deal. You've got our branded Crafters Companion 2-set tool, heat tool, and the foam. It went crazy yesterday, Jan. Been really busy again this morning. Why do you think that is?
I just think our customers particularly like collecting the Crafters Companion brand, and it's always brought so sort of exquisitely as well. You know, we're known for that purple brand colour. It's got the Crafters Companion logo on it, and it's got a 2-speed heat setting on it. So you've got a low speed and a faster sort of hotter speed. You've got the stainless steel tip which is guarded at the end, and that directional. Now we've actually called it a heat tool. I tend to refer to these as a heat gun because of that directional ability, and these are fantastic for heat embossing because you want that tool directed at the embossing powder when you're sort of melting it. So that's when I would use this type. Okay, the one that I use, which everybody has a good sort of laugh and joke about not being turned on, is more of a heat tool. It's very gentle. It's not quite as hot as this, so for melting embossing powder it does take a little bit longer. But absolutely, we got a question about the noise level on it. So I know you're used to hearing my little quiet one. The directional ones, just because the shape of the tool and the fact that we're forcing it out of a smaller area, will be noisier. So I'm going to pop it on the first one and just pop it against my microphone there, so you can just hear, is that coming across? So that's the first setting, it's not too bad. Obviously the second one, it's using more power, so yes, it's a little bit noisier. But that is the nature of this type of heat tool, okay? Because it's directional and it's forcing it all out of, I mean, we've got there probably not much more than an inch across the top of there, from side to side on the diameter. So it's forced, and the piece inside, the stainless steel piece inside is even less. So it's forcing all that hot air through a small nozzle, which is why you get that extra noise. My heat tool, I've not got it with me today because we weren't doing any heat work today, but mine's got, you know, the opening on mine's probably like this. So it's much bigger, which allows that noise to be sort of dissipate. Oh, that's a good word.
Oh, that is a good word. Check you out, Jamie.
I was going to say disappear, and then Jamie just came in my ear at the right time with the word dissipate. That was just the right word. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, it was Jamie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
George and Jamie sound very similar in my ear today. I don't know what's going off. I don't know what's going off. But yeah, it is. And of course, you've got your little stand on there as well. So actually, when you're using it, you've got the little metal stand that will just pop it onto the side of you. And let me move this along because I realise I just moved it out of shot there. It will stand up, so you've not got that heated element against any surface that you're working on. So yeah, it is a fabulous addition to your kit. I might be looking into this myself because I don't use this directional one very often, but mine is very, very, very old, even older than the one that I bring with me.
Is it?
I had it when I very first started crafting about 20-something years ago, but I must admit I don't use it very much. I tend to use the little one, you know, that you see me using on air. So yeah, I might sort of, I might ask Santa.
Ask Santa.
Yeah.
Ask Santa, yeah. Jan, thank you for going into all that detail about the hot gun. We don't always think about things like that. So it's nice just to actually think the concept behind the heat tool and the insides as well. So if you want to go for the pack that Jan was showing you with the heat tool, but also the foam, $29.98 or $36.90. Platinum comes down to $23.98 or $29.52. We do have our result. It is in. And I'm going to say first and foremost, Lillian, you cheeky thing. I'm going to tell everyone what you've said there. But demo of the show, it's number 2, Jan.
Number 2. I think that was that paper on there. That paper, that colourways is beautiful, isn't it? So that was that lovely gatefold layering edgeable dies there that created that lovely. We used the ticket shape on that one. You can see how they sort of nest together but create those lovely edges. So thank you, guys.
What I was meaning a minute ago was Lillian was saying, so she's saying to Rachel on her social, she was just being naughty. She just wanted me to say pearls.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The embellishments on the card.
She just wanted me to say pearls.
I just added some extra perils.
Perils. And Alison Lee on Facebook saying, watch it, Craig. I'm from Aberdeen and friends down here struggle with my dad's accent. I can say it because I'm Scottish. It's good, isn't it? Righto, are we going to have a very quick look at our zigzags coming up later on? Let's have a very quick look because I know Jan was saying earlier on, these were so popular and busy last week.
Yeah, we've decided to bring them back again, yeah.
So these have been really popular today. I think, Jan, many people are thinking, do you know what? Maybe what I did in the past, maybe with Christmas I couldn't quite reach to it. However, you're thinking of the ability of your triple point, so you're going for it today. So we do have our Garden Dreams, see, this one in the country. We've also got our hometown, and we've also got our Once Upon a Time. Now, this is the concept. Jan will go over it again later on today to see how these work, but you've got all of these lovely sentiments as well that are going to work. So we do have a couple of samples from Jan that we're going to have a look at right now. $41.55 or $47.80.
I'm just going to show you some of the different ways we can use them. As I say, I've got a demo lined up with these on the 6 o'clock show.
Beautiful Beginnings.
Yes, they're on the 6 o'clock show, aren't they? I was having to think which ones they were on then because I know there's colouring involved in there as well. But yeah, the concept behind this is just over 5 inches tall by about 3.5 inches wide. So it's a nice dinky little shape, but you can see that zigzag effect there. But of course, when we were doing them last week, we did one that was on the trifold card. So this is actually like a tall, skinny card, but we've cut the pieces off the front to create that zigzag effect again. I know we were having a laugh about it, about the bike being at the bottom of the hill because we didn't want to walk all the way up the hill. But again, you know, popping them onto your card fronts, you know, there's nothing to stop you adding them. This one's got a little bit squished in our storage facility, but just making them that little bit bigger so you've got that bow front on them, and you can make gorgeous scenes with them. And if you don't want to do those, you can literally just use them to make yourself a beautiful card front using those layers, and we've just popped a few little shaker bits in the bottom of that one. But yeah, they're really, really versatile, going from that original concept to being able to do, and I was saying this last week, Craig, I love a product that does one thing but does many other things as well. You're getting more value for money when it will do different things, and that's the bit that I like exploring. This is the concept. We always show you that first, but this is what else it can do, and that's the bit that I like.
Yeah, excellent. Looking forward to seeing how that works later on in the day. So talking about later on in the day, coming up next, if you are going to be watching live in an hour's time, we have got Masterclass with Jan, and then later on in the day, Beautiful Beginnings. We are going to have Beautiful Beginnings. So Masterclass, 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time, and then Beautiful Beginnings, 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And don't forget, if you afterwards go 9:15 here in the UK, 4:15 Eastern Time, 1:15 Pacific Time, jump to my Facebook and we'll do door number 7 of our Advent calendar. But all throughout today, all the way up till midnight your time, don't forget, whatever you purchase when it comes to our website, when it comes to your order, you will get triple points on everything. So whether it's 1 item, 10 item, or just an abundance of items, might be a said collection, or it might just be essentials you want to stock up on. Up till midnight you time, you're going to get triple points on everything. So I know many of you this morning have been taking advantage of that. Jan, I have had an absolute blast, as I always do, with yourself. Looking forward to Masterclass.
Yeah.
We'll go and have some lunch. Thank you to the guys as well. But we will be back. If you're watching live, we will be back in an hour's time for Masterclass. We'll see you then.